All right, we are back here. Race number 2 with the Dirt Slingers here on the Dirt Racing Network. Getting ready to click over to qualifying, so we're going to send it down trackside for tonight's national anthem.
We take you down onto the track for our opening ceremonies.
Ladies and gentlemen, please rise. Please remove your hats.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous flight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
All right, we are back here. We got about a minute left here in qualifying. Joe Isabel, current fast qualifier, 12.224. Got 20 cars taking time, 21 cars now taking time. Jeremy Isabel on the racetrack, currently P11, 12.324. About 50 seconds left. Richie Preston concluding his 12th place run. Dylan Workman. Did not see Dylan in race number 1. He is here at Lanier for race number 2, making his qualifying effort here. Time in 18th, 12.478. See how he finishes here in his second lap. Going to stay 18th, 12.478. Brandon Steele. Did not see Brandon in the first one. He is here in the second one. Gonna go to 12th. 12.339 for Brandon Steele. That's going to do it. Joe Isabel, fast qualifier. Going to have 3 heat races lined up here. I believe 4 heats, actually. 4 heats. Going to go 8 laps. Dom is alongside with me here. So, Dom, going from one of the biggest racetracks on the server to the smallest dirt track on the server. Looks like we're still going to see some great racing as we did there at Williams Grove.
Let's hope so. This race has a lot to fulfill the shoes of what we saw in race number 1. A little less cars here in race number 2 than what we saw in race 1, but that doesn't mean it can't be just as exciting.
All right, starting on the pole will be the number 6 of Joe Isabel. Starting second in the Black Diamond Motorsports, Tim Sims Ultimate Dirt TV 19 design number 80 for Plymouth, Wisconsin. That is Josh Stanky. Starting third in the Casey's General Store, number 4 from Des Moines, Iowa. That is Jason Randolph. Starting fourth in the Elbows Up Sim Sport Over the Wall, number 25. That is Richie Preston. Starting fifth in the 175, that is Anthony Del Presto. And starting in sixth in the team SKD Scott King's design, number 86 from Milwaukee, Wisconsin. That is Scott King. 6 cars going 8 laps here in heat race number 1. All right, getting ready to go green. Pace truck's off.
Green flag.
Green flag. Joe Isabel through turns 1 and 2. Josh Stanky in second. Richie Preston, Jason Randolph side by side for the third spot. Richie Preston will take over third. He wants second. Dives to the inside on Stanky. Can't make it stick. Joe Isabel, Josh Stanky, Richie Preston. The top three. Jason Randolph battling back on the inside for that third spot. Richie Preston hanging on to third. Jason Randolph fourth. Anthony Lopresto in fifth. 5 laps to go for Joe Isabel. Josh Stanky still in second. Richie Preston in third. 4 laps to go that time. Joe Isabel. 3 to go that time. Josh Stanky still in second. Richie Preston, Jason Randolph, the front 4. 2 laps to go. This time by here off turn number 4 for Joe Isabel. Richie Preston, good run there off turn number 2. He's going to dive to the inside of Stanky for the second spot. White flag in the air this time. Joe Isabel, Josh Stanky, Richie Preston, the front 3. Joe Isabel off turn number 4, and he will win heat race number 1. Josh Stanky second, Richie Preston, Jason Randolph, Anthony Lopresto, and Scott King.
That one was pretty single file. Hopefully we see the track working a little bit.
Need the track to work in. Saw some guys trying to do different lines, just couldn't get those lines to move them forward. They kind of just stayed in their spot. All right, heat number 2 onto the racetrack now. Gonna have 6 cars. Starting on the pole in the Cadillac, number 110 from Albany, New York. That is Kevin Hanley. Starting in the second spot in the Elbows Up Sim Sport. Over the wall photography, number 21 from Hanford, California. That is Shea Paulo. Starting third in the Black Diamond Motorsports, Tim Sims. Number 91, that is Ernie Williams. Starting fourth in the Black Diamond Motorsports Ultimate Dirt TV, number 54 from Ellington, Florida. That is John Batista. And starting in fifth in the 17, that is Chris Monroe. And starting in sixth will be the 29 of Ryan Wilson. So 6 cars going 8 laps here in heat race number 2. Dom's got the call for heat race number 2.
Mike told us starting lineup getting set. Should be ready to go green here with heat number 2. Kevin Hanley on that inside, Shea Paulo on the outside. How stat unfolds here in heat number 2.
Green flag, green flag.
Pace truck down and away, green flag in the air. Kevin Hanley out to the early lead. Shea Paulo going to get an early challenge already back there for the second spot, but he's going to hold suit as we make it through 3 and 4 clean. Lap number 1 goes to Kevin Hanley at 110. He's going to hold on. Here comes Shea Paulo with a run now to the inside. Slide job coming. Can he hold on to it? Looks like he will. He'll take lap number 2. 2 laps in the books, 6 to go. Back to the front, Kevin Hanley. Down the back stretch we go. Shea Paulo back and forth. Now here comes Ernie Williams as well. A lot different race here in heat number 2 than we saw in heat number 1. Back and forth we go. Shea Paulo still out front. Ernie Williams in second. Kevin Hanley holding on to that third spot. And then it's John Batista in fourth. Halfway through here, this second heat, Shea Paulo still out front. Ernie Williams following right in his tire tracks as they head up towards the wall through 3 and 4. Kevin Hanley still holding on over John Batista. Batista moves up that time around into the third spot. 2 laps left to go this time around. They'll see the 2 laps to go, excuse me. Shea Paulo, Ernie Williams still neck and neck. They use that top line. Things kind of settled down behind them. White flag in the air this time for Shea Paulo. That outside line down the backstretch they go. Looks like Shea Paulo's going to have it in command. Ernie Williams in second. John Batista in third. They'll advance to the A main. That's Kevin Hanley, Christopher Monroe, Ryan Wilson. Rounding out your order there.
All right, getting heat 3, you're on to the racetrack. Here at Lanier, it goes pretty fast and furious. Heat 2 was great racing. Kind of settled out there at the end, but saw some 2 and 3 wide racing there. Hopefully we can see the same here in heat number 3. Starting on the pole for heat 3 in the Brent Marks Racing Sim Team Baps Auto Supply Wicked Cushion number 15 from Farmington, Minnesota. That is Michael Sheridan. Starting in second spot in the number 71, that is Curtis Merriman. Starting third in the 12, that is Jeremy Isabel. Fourth will be the 22 of Kyle Atkinson. Fifth will be the Farlow Motorsports. Number 75 from Rushmore, Minnesota, that is Dylan Workman. And starting in sixth will be the 13 of Cody Kelly. So 6 cars going 8 laps. All right, getting ready to go green. Pace truck about ready to hit pit road.
Green, green, green.
Green flag in the air. Sheridan out front. Jeremy Isabel in the second spot. Curtis Merriman in third. Jeremy Isabel, Curtis Merriman side by side for the second spot. Merriman's going to slide up. Isabel's going to get into, it looks like, I believe that was Atkinson, Kyle Atkinson. Or excuse me, Jeremy Isabel. Isabel's going to fall back to the sixth spot. Michael Sheridan still out front. Curtis Merriman in second. Dylan Workman in third. Kyle Atkinson in fourth. Cross flags in the air this time for Michael Sheridan. 4 down, 4 to go. Curtis Merriman still riding in second. Dylan Workman in third. Kyle Atkinson, Jeremy Isabel, Cody Kelly. The 6 cars running on the racetrack here in heat race number 3. Three to go that last time by Michael Sheridan, pulling away by 0.6 of a second now over Curtis Merriman. 2 to go this time. Sheridan through turns 3 and 4. White flag in the air this time here off turn number 4 for Michael Sheridan. Curtis Merriman, Dylan Workman, Kyle Atkinson, Jeremy Isabel, Cody Kelly. Sheridan right up against the outside fence here off turn number 4, and he will win heat race number 3. Curtis Merriman second, Dylan Workman in third. Kyle Atkinson fourth, Jeremy Isabel, Cody Kelly rounding out the 6 cars in heat race number 3. Pretty single file there, Dom, and heat 3. We got 1 left, and then we'll be going into the consolation and probably right to the feature.
Yeah, let's hope we get back to the action we saw in heat race number 2. A lot more exciting than what we saw in heat race 1 and 3.
All right, starting on the pole for heat race number 4 in the Elbows Up Sim Sport Catch Fence Apparel number 82. That from Bloomington, Indiana. That is Dustin Griffiths. John Lopresto scheduled to be here. He is not here. So starting in, supposed to be in the 3rd spot, will be the 122 of Brandon Steele. Starting 4th in the Black Diamond Motorsports Ultimate Dirt TV Tim Sims Sim Styles number 1 from Pittsboro, Indiana. That is Mason Hannigan. Starting in the 5th spot in the Dirt Racing Network Alzheimer's Awareness number 14, that is Jeff Peterson. And starting in 6th in the 314 from Dayton, Ohio, race number 2, 2nd place finisher will be Cameron Merriman. So 5 cars making the call here with John Lopresto not making the call. Going 8 laps here in heat race number 4. Dom on the call as the pace truck's about ready to hit pit road.
Pace truck should pull off this time. Dustin Griffiths, our command guy. Only 5 guys, as Mike said, ready to go in this heat race. Green flag in the air. Griffiths on the throttle. Here we go into turn 1 and 2. Mason Hannigan working that top line. He's going to make a run down the backstretch. Look to the inside of Griffiths this time. We'll see if he can make that inside line work. In a drag race to the finish line, Hannigan was there. Griffiths falls into that 2nd spot. Brandon Steele in the 3rd spot. Then it's Cameron Merriman and Jeff Peterson, your top 5 and 5 in this feature. Hannigan getting a challenge to the inside from Steele that time, but holds him off. Now a good battle between Steele and Griffiths for that 2nd and 3rd spot. Cameron Merriman just hanging back there watching those two go at it. Still Mason Hannigan out front. 3 laps complete here in this feature. Contact from the front 3. And now we got 4 cars involved. This will likely bring out a caution, and there it is.
Saw that one shaping up right at the front of the field. We're going to go back and watch that one. Hannigan got into Brandon Steele. Then Dustin Griffiths was right there. Brandon Steele got the worst end of that one. Dustin Griffiths as well on his side. Both cars taking it to pit road. They're done. So we only got 3 cars left here in heat race number 4.
Yeah, that's the problem there, Mike. When something like that happens in the front of the field and you're all packed together, nowhere else to go for some of the cars. And you, as you mentioned, kind of saw it coming. Griffiths had tried a couple times to go to the inside of Hannigan, and it finally just all came together. Out a majority of our field. Cameron Merriman, now your race leader. Mason Hannigan and Jeff Peterson. 3 cars on the track, top 3 advance. So the way we're sitting right now, these 3 make it to our A main. It's just a matter of what position will make their way over there.
It's going to finish on a caution, it looks
Like they're just going to advance it, finish under this caution flag. So that would mean Cameron Merriman will take the win. Mason Hannigan come across in 2nd, Jeff Peterson in 3rd. Not finishing is Dustin Griffiths and Brandon Steele. That's how we will wrap it up here in Heat 4 and get ready for LCQs.
All right, B-Main coming on to the racetrack now. Looks like we're going to have 13 cars looking for the top 8. Going to go 15 laps, race control put it on. See if we get all 13 to grid. I believe everybody has gotten back into the server. So as soon as we finish up with the B-Main, we're going to have the pole dash and then a 30-lap A-Main event here to conclude the race here tonight. We got Anthony Lopresto and John Lopresto still waiting to grid. All right, everybody's here. 13 cars. Starting on the pole will be Jason Randolph. In the 2nd spot will be Kevin Hanley. 3rd will be Kyle Atkinson. 4th will be Dustin Griffiths. 5th will be Anthony Lopresto. 6th will be Chris Monroe. 7th will be Jeremy Isabel. 8th, Brandon Steele. 9th will be Scott King. 10th will be Ryan Wilson. 11th will be Cody Kelly. 12th will be John Lopresto. 13th will be Jeff Herrick. 13 cars going for the top 8. 15 laps. Should be a good one here, Dom. Gonna try to get into that top 8 to get into tonight's A-Main.
Yeah, a lot of people being able to advance, so that 8th place spot is going to be the position to watch, but it should be good racing all over the track. Get ready to go here in this B-Main.
Pace truck's ready to hit pit road. Pace truck's off. Green flag in the air. Jason Randolph out front. Kevin Hanley, Kyle Atkinson, Dustin Griffiths, the front four. Jeremy Isabel in fifth. Kyle Atkinson on the bottom side of the racetrack. Kevin Hanley trying to battle back on the outside. Dustin Griffiths riding in fourth. Everybody still trying to track down Jason Randolph. Side by side, looking to go 3 wide, maybe there for a second. Kyle Atkinson looking for the race lead here through turns 3 and 4. Almost 4 wide there going into turn number 1. Kyle Atkinson looking for the race lead. Jason Randolph on his outside. Jason Randolph up against the outside fence. Kyle Atkinson's going to take over the race lead going into turn number 1.
The race leader still Kyle Atkinson out front, followed by Jason Randolph, Kevin Hanley, and Dustin Griffiths 3 wide behind them. They come around 5 laps now complete. 10 to go here in this B main. Kyle Atkinson getting a push down the back stretch as they head into 3 and 4. 5 cars now pulling up into this battle as Brandon Steele makes his way in as well. Quite the battle out front. Can't count any one of them out of it. Battle still rages on for that number 1 spot. Looks like we got a new leader this time around. Griffiths to the point. Atkinson slips to second. Hanley third. Rudolph fourth. Steele, Lepresto, and Monroe. Running order right now as they come around. 8 laps now complete. 7 to go here in this B main. Dustin Griffiths now starting to pull away ever so slightly over Kyle Atkinson. There's a battle raging on for second, third, fourth. 3 wide behind Griffiths.
Dustin Griffiths pulling away. Kyle Atkinson running in the second spot. Kevin Hanley, Brandon Steele, Jason Randolph, Anthony Lepresto, Chris Monroe, and Jeremy Isabel currently hanging on to that 8th and final transfer spot. John Lepresto back here battling with Jeremy Isabel as John Lepresto is going to get into the outside fence to bring out the caution flag. We saw that one as it happened live. They got together here off turn number 2. Both cars hit the outside fence. John Lepresto got the worst end of that one. Going to fall back to the 11th running spot. Re-racking here it is. Dustin Griffiths, Brandon Steele, Kyle Atkinson, Kevin Hanley, Jason Randolph, Anthony Lepresto, Chris Monroe, Jeremy Isabel in the 8th and final transfer spot. Jeff Herrick, Cody Kelly. Might get a 1-lap shootout. I'm not sure. Might end under caution. See, once Pace Truck picks up the field. Now we're going to get a 1-lap shootout.
That'll be interesting, especially for that 8th place position back there. Get real dicey and hairy back there.
Jeremy Isabel currently in that 8th and final transfer spot. Pace Truck's off. 1 lap to go. Green flag. Dustin Griffiths out front. Going to focus back here in that 8th and final transfer spot. Jeremy Isabel has it going into turns 3 and 4. Jeff Herrick gets into him. Jeremy Isabel is going to fight his way through, and he will transfer through. Brandon Steele did pick up the win. Dustin Griffiths all the way back to the 4th running spot, but Jeremy Isabel will pick up the 8th and final transfer spot.
How about that? That worked out about as good as it could for Isabel. Had some contact. They piled up behind him, and he was able to drive away and claim that final spot.
All right, pole dash coming onto the racetrack. Going to have 8 cars. Should have 8. We got Josh Stanky, Mason Hannigan, Michael Sheridan, Michael Sheridan, Mason Hannigan, Josh Stanky, Ernie Williams, Curtis Merriman, Joe Isabel, Cameron Merriman, and Shea Paulo. Cars making their way out onto the racetrack. All right, getting them lined up here. Curtis Merriman, Michael Sheridan on the front row. Shea Paulo. Joe Isabel, row 2. Josh Stanky, Ernie Williams. Cameron Merriman. Or Curtis Merriman and Mason Hannigan. Going 8 laps. Going to set the first 4 rows of tonight's A main. Cameron Merriman, Michael Sheridan. Green flag. 4 wide back here for the second spot. For the third spot, Michael Sheridan, Ernie Williams, Shea Paulo, Josh Stanky. Crazy racing from second on back. Cameron Merriman out front. Michael Sheridan second. Ernie Williams third. Joe Isabel, Josh Stanky. Michael Sheridan still riding in second. Ernie Williams in third. Joe Isabel going to hang on to fourth. Josh Stanky in fifth. Cameron Merriman out front. Michael Sheridan, Ernie Williams, Joe Isabel, Josh Stanky, the top 5. Going to see 4 laps to go this time. Joe Isabel on the bottom side of the racetrack is going to slide back up. Cameron Merriman, 3 laps to go here off turn number 4. Still Michael Sheridan, Ernie Williams. Ernie's going to try for second. Going to slide up to the outside fence. Sheridan's going to dime in the corner. Going into turns 3 and 4. 2 laps to go this time. Good battle here for the second spot. Michael Sheridan, Ernie Williams. Down the back straightaway. White flag going to be in the air this time for Cameron Merriman. Ernie Williams still in second. Michael Sheridan third. Josh Stanky in fourth. Merriman through turns 3 and 4. And Cameron Merriman will win tonight's pole dash. Ernie Williams will finish in second. Michael Sheridan in third. Josh Stanky fourth. Joe Isabel will finish in fifth. Good racing there, Dom. Little preview of what we're going to see at tonight's A main.
Yeah, it seems like the track's working in well, just like we saw in race number 1. It got better as the night went on. I think we'll see race number 2. Good racing through the last couple heats and the dash, and look.
Waiting for race control here. Gotta run a commercial real quick. Waiting for race control to click over to the race server. Once they're ready for that. Got 30 laps on the docket here tonight here at Lanier. Gonna have 20 cars making tonight's A main.
I got to give a shout out. I don't know if he's still watching, but I got a buddy of mine, Jeff Allen, that was tuning in for race number 1 on Still out there, Jeff. Thanks for.
All right, race control is having a little meeting, so while we wait for him, I think we're getting ready to advance. As soon as we are going to click over to the feature, a week from Thursday, the 25th, I believe it was, it's going to be the Jason Johnson Memorial Race here on the Dirt Racing Network with the Dirt Slingers. Pretty cool deal, Roger, and everybody is set up. Going to have Bobby Johnson coming on to the broadcast for an interview before we get going. So pretty excited for that. Jason Johnson Racing has printed out 3 plaques for the top 3 finishers of the race that evening as well. So it's pretty awesome of them. And so a week from Thursday, the 25th, I believe it was, going to be the Jason Johnson Memorial event here on the Dirt Racing Network. And like I said, Bobby Johnson will be on the broadcast. So make sure you tune in a week. We'll be back on Thursday for the Wicked Energy Gun 410 Outlaw Series race. Kara Stolfus will be on the call for that one. But then, yeah, a week from Thursday, the Jason Johnson Memorial race. We got 20 cars coming to life here. Getting ready to go. Going to give you from 9th on back. Starting in the 9th spot will be Richie Preston. Starting 10th will be John Batista. 11th will be Dylan Workman. 12th will be Jeff Peterson. 13th, Dustin Griffiths. 14th, Brandon Steele. 15th, Kyle Atkinson. 16th, Kevin Hanley. 17th, Jason Randolph. 18th, Anthony Lepresto. 19th, Chris Monroe. And 20th will be Jeremy Isabel. Once these guys take the Irish and green flag, race control will rearrange those first 4 rows and how they finished in the pole dash. We will cut them loose for 30 green flag laps. Should be a good one, Dom. Getting ready for this one. Track, like you said, looking like it's going to be ready, a little racy. And should be a good one here tonight.
Yeah, I totally agree, Mike. We've been kind of spoiled tonight. 2 good races of intense action. Let's hope this feature caps the night off well.
All right, getting these guys lined up. Cameron Merriman, Ernie Williams on the front row. Michael Sheridan, Josh Stanky, Joe Isabel, Shea Paulo, Mason Hannigan, Curtis Merriman. The front 8. Richie Preston, John Batista, Dylan Workman, Jeff Peterson, Dustin Griffiths, Brandon Steele, Kyle Atkinson, Kevin Hanley, Jason Randolph, Anthony Lepresto, Jeremy Isabel, and Chris Monroe. 20 cars getting ready to go 30 laps. Going to go green next time. These are 360s. 360, this is an open setup. Race number 1 was the fixed setup. This is the open setup. All right, getting ready to go green. Green flag. Good jump by Cameron Merriman. Up against the outside fence, Michael Sheridan, Ernie Williams side by side for the second spot. Through turns 3 and 4. Ernie right up against the outside fence. Michael Sheridan on the inside. Still side by side for that second spot. Josh Stanky in the 4th position. Joe Isabel in 5th. Still side by side for the second position. Cameron Merriman out front. Ernie Williams, Michael Sheridan, Josh Stanky, Joe Isabel, the top 5. Cameron Merriman off turn number 4, still in the race lead, hauling in at turn number 1.
Merriman working that outside line as he heads down the back stretch, then Sheridan on that inside line. Williams on the outside line, and now here comes Stanky making his way through up to that 3rd place spot. Now he's still in 4th as he crosses the line. Now as my scoring updates, he is in that 3rd place spot. Williams in 2nd. Sheridan and Stanky battling it out. Stanky now back to 4th. Merriman still out front. Got a little bit of a gap over Williams as he heads down the back stretch. Makes his way through that top line. All top four using that top line through 3 and 4 that time. 0.6 of a second lead. And we got a caution on the racetrack.
Kyle Atkinson slow on the front straightaway. See what happened to Kyle. Dives to the inside, gets a little bit of contact, went around, went over, came back on all fours, slow on the front straightaway. Kyle Atkinson bringing out the caution flag first here in tonight's A-Main.
They've made it about 7 laps. Where to go?
Top 10 is Cameron Merriman, Ernie Williams, Josh Stanky, Michael Sheridan, Richie Preston, Mason Hannigan, Joe Isabel, John Batista, Dustin Griffiths, and Shea Paulo, the top 10. Lights out on the pace truck, going green this time. Got about 23 laps to go. Pace truck is off.
Green flag.
Green flag back in the air. Merriman right up against the outside fence. Front 4 up against the outside fence through turns 1 and 2. Again through turns 3 and 4. Richie Preston in the 5th spot currently through the middle of the racetrack. Mason Hannigan in 6th. John Batista up there as well. Side-by-side battle for the 2nd spot. Ernie Williams, Josh Stanky. Ernie Williams going to take that spot. Josh Stanky back to 3rd. Michael Sheridan 4th. Richie Preston in 5th. Cameron Merriman off turn number 4, pulling away now by 0.7 of a second as he goes through turns 1 and 2.
Ernie Williams got into the wall a little bit. That allows Josh Stanky to close the deal. He's battling with him now as Williams got back around him. As they're on the top line there, Merriman starting to pull away over a second now, a 2nd and 3/10 lead over Ernie Williams in that 2nd place spot. Good battle back there for 2nd, 3rd, and 4th. Between Ernie Williams, Josh Stanky choosing the inside line, and they got a bunch of drivers closing that gap right on their back tailpipe. As Sheridan, Preston, Batista all closing in, starting to do battle. As Williams and Stanky are side by side, exiting 4 down the front stretch. Williams holds on to that 2nd spot for the time being. What happens is they head down the back stretch. Stanky trying to use that inside line, just has not been able to make it work. While they continue to do battle, this allows Cameron Merriman to continue to pull away. Stanky loses some ground this time. And Sheridan going to look to the inside as they complete another lap and head into 1 and 2.
Cameron Merriman 2-second lead over Ernie Williams, Josh Stanky, John Batista, and Michael Sheridan as we close in on 10 laps to go. Ernie Williams through turns 1 and 2 in the 2nd spot. Josh Stanky right there. Sheridan and Batista, good battle for 4th and 5th. With Richie Preston right behind him, so is Mason Hannigan. Cameron Merriman, 2.2 seconds now over Ernie Williams and Josh Stanky. John Batista in the 4th spot. Michael Sheridan in 5th. Cameron Merriman, 2.8 seconds now. Might see some lap traffic come into play. Jeff Peterson working the bottom side, working in the 19th position. Going to see 10 laps to go this time by for Cameron Merriman. Josh Stanky in 2nd, Ernie Williams in 3rd. Merriman's going to bypass the lap car, Jeff Peterson. Josh Stanky pulling away now from Ernie Williams, who's under fire from Michael Sheridan and John Batista as they work into turn number 1.
Ernie Williams has pressure coming from every direction. The top side, the bottom side and behind him. 3 wide as they head into 1 and 2. Ernie Williams trying to hang on for that final third place spot on the podium. Now he just lost 2 positions in 1. Now about to lose another one. Wonder if there's some trouble for that 91 car as he is losing positions rapidly. He just went from 3rd back to about 7th. It is now Cameron Merriman, Josh Stanky, John Batista, Michael Sheridan, Richie Preston. Your top 5. Ernie Williams finds himself in 6th, but is getting pressured by Mason Hannigan on the inside for 7th. It is still Cameron Merriman out front, 2.7 seconds, the difference. As they come around, they'll complete lap number 28 this time. That'll leave about 5 to go, and there goes Ernie Williams into the wall. That'll cause a caution.
Ernie Williams bringing out the most recent caution. Go back and see what happened to Ernie. Dom's noted that he was fading quickly, then got into the outside fence there, going into turn number 3, ended up on his side. And that is going to do it for Ernie Williams here tonight. Re-racking it here. Going to be Cameron Merriman, Josh Stanky, John Batista, Richie Preston, Michael Sheridan, Mason Hannigan, Dustin Griffiths, Brandon Steele, Anthony Lepresto, and Dylan Workman. The top 10. A couple lap cars getting waved around. Going to have 4 laps to go when these guys take the green flag next time by as lights go out on the pace truck. See if this caution helps Josh Stanky and John Batista have anything for Cameron Merriman. All right, getting ready to go. Pace truck is off.
Green flag.
Green flag. Stanky all over the tail tank of Cameron Merriman through turns 1 and 2. Down the back straightaway into turns 3 and 4. 3 laps to go this time. Cameron Merriman, Josh Stanky, the front 2. John Batista, Richie Preston battling for 3rd and 4th. As Stanky got in the outside fence there through turns 1 and 2. Allowed Cameron Merriman to pull away with 2 laps to go. Side-by-side battle for the 3rd spot. Richie Preston, John Batista. As Preston's going to take over the 3rd spot. White flag in the air this time for Cameron Merriman, Josh Stanky, Richie Preston. Down the back straightaway they go. Richie Preston alongside Stanky for the 2nd spot. But Cameron Merriman off turn number 4 will win here at Lanier. Josh Stanky will finish in... Richie Preston will finish in 2nd. Josh Stanky will finish in 3rd. John Batista 4th. And Brandon Steele in 5th. Richie Preston came to life there at the end. Got into the 2nd spot there, Dom. And kind of spoiled the show there for those Black Diamond Motorsports machines.
Yeah, I was going to say, it was almost like Ernie Williams was kind of holding a couple of those guys up. Once they got around him, it was going to be interesting to see what happened. Thought there with Richie Preston, but Cameron Merriman just purely dominant. Nobody could touch him here at Lanier.
Get these guys in the waiting room real quick. All right, can you get Josh here? Josh, got a copy?
Yes, I do, Mike.
All right, man, good run. Kept it in the top 3 all night long, and thought you might have had something there for Cameron there with a couple laps to go after that caution, but came home in 3rd and talked about the night overall.
Yeah, I thought so too. I saw him ahead of me pretty much the majority of the race, and then it seemed like when he got into lap traffic, he was slowing him up a little bit, and I thought my car was just ripping, and I ended up putting into the wall, a rookie mistake in 1 and 2, I believe, and lost the ground that I needed, and then I was able to allow Richie to get by me in the end because I wasn't able to quite build up my rhythm up top because it was just all momentum, really. But overall, great car. Car never went away from me. It felt like it only got stronger and stronger, and I just made a few mistakes in the end that just cost me.
All right, man. Anything to use before we let you go?
I like to thank the guys at Black Diamond the rest of Richie and Cameron, P1, P2, but all the fans, family watching at home, Drew at 19 Designs, Tim's Dirt Truck Simulators, Drew at 19 Design, Fred at UDTV, but all thanks to all my sponsors and all the people watching.
All right, man. Congrats on that third place finish.
Thanks, Mike.
Third place, Josh Stanky. Get Richie here in the channel. Richie, you got a copy?
Yeah, I got it.
Hey, man, good finish to that race. Came home with the second spot. Came to life there right after that last caution and got up to second. Talk about how it was there from the driver's seat.
Yeah, we started ninth there. Kind of just, I like running the bottom here, so we just kind of set her up for the bottom, hoping it would come in. But in the end, Cameron was he's really good around the top here and anywhere really. Just made a few moves on that last restart and got second.
All right, man. Any thank yous before we let you go?
Yeah, DSRL for the league, you for the broadcast, Mike, and then my team, Elbows Up SimSport, our sponsors, Anderson Speedway, Motorsports Beat, Jessup Logistics, Paints by Tunican, Hergot Real Estate, BSR, Overwall Photography, Catch Fence Apparel, and Fairway Independent Mortgage Company.
All right, man. Congrats on that second place finish.
Thank you.
Second place, Richie Preston. Get Cam here in the channel. Cam, got a copy?
Yep.
All right, man. Pretty dominating win. Had that last late race restart, and but you kept them away and came home with the win. Just talk about how it was there from the driver's seat.
Sure. I started the night, but I might spice it up, give myself a different kind of challenge, and I didn't qualify, but by an act of God, somebody in front of me didn't grid. And then three guys in front of me in the fourth heat got tangled up off 4 with like 2 laps to go and kind of gifted me the win. And then I was slated to line up like 5th in the dash, and I hit the invert. So by no merit of my own, I ended up starting on pole in the feature. And Lanier has become near and dear to my heart. I love the track. It races really well and develops in an interesting fashion. There's multiple lines to run. And I felt pretty secure that if I could have an open track in front of me, I could rip it on the top all night and probably run away with it. So it was good tonight. It worked out really well.
Sounds like you need to go buy a lottery ticket, my friend.
Yeah, I know. I agree. Maybe too.
All right, man. Any thank yous before I let you go to celebrate?
Sure. Again, big thank you to all the DSRL folks that put this on, and you for broadcasting, and everyone who makes this possible. Just the other week, I got some awesome super clean products at my doorstep. That was really cool. It's always a good time coming out, so thanks for putting it on.
All right, man. Congrats on that win and second place in the first one, and talk to you again soon.
All right, take care.
Race winner, Cameron Merriman. It's going to do it for us. Final thoughts, Dom, before we shut it down for the evening.
If you're a fan of dirt racing, you saw 2 great races tonight, action all over the place. Good night of racing. Excited to be here and be a part of it.
All right, man. Well, great job tonight calling some races and did a great job, and look forward to the next time. And I'm not sure what else is going on the rest of the week. I know Thursday night will be the Wicked Energy Gun 410 Outlaw Series race with K.R. Stolfus on the call for that one. And then after that, I'm not 100% sure. I'm not sure if he's got a Friday race. I think he's got 2 on Sunday, but make sure you...
2 on Sunday usually.
2 on Sunday, okay. So Thursday night and then 2 on Sunday, and then maybe a Friday if he has that series or not. Still, I'm not 100% sure. So, but until we talk again, for Dom Santina, my name is Mike Peterson on behalf of Roger Wagner and Jeff Peterson. Thank you for tuning in here tonight to the Dirt Racing Network with the Dirt Slingers, and we will talk